Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're peeling back the layers on something absolutely critical for every school: how you manage admissions and student records. If you're a school manager, maybe a dedicated teacher or an administrator, you know this can often feel like wrestling an octopus, right?
That's so true, yeah. What we consistently observe are schools just getting bogged down by manual processes. You see information scattered across digital files, physical papers, and there's this persistent underlying worry about staying compliant.
Yeah, that compliance piece is huge.
It really is. And these challenges can turn what should be pretty straightforward tasks into enormous time drains. So our mission for this deep dive is to really lay bare these common pain points, and then crucially explore how we, as part of the DreamClass team, can help you forge smoother operations for your staff and create a far better, more professional experience for families.
Okay, let's truly unpack this then. We've really honed in on the core operational issues schools grapple with. And we've identified practical, modern solutions that can dramatically simplify the admissions journey and, revolutionize how you organize records. Think of this maybe as your practical roadmap to streamlining. It's designed to deliver actionable insights you can implement, pretty much right away. So let's start with those pain points. What are the most frequent and maybe the most frustrating challenges schools are facing when it comes to admissions and records management?
It's fascinating, actually. These widespread issues almost always funnel back to one fundamental problem: just a lack of a clear, unified system.
No central place for anything.
Exactly. And for smaller teams, this often translates into, administrative overload. You might have one person juggling roles from admissions to registrar to maybe even IT support. It's a lot.
Wearing too many hats.
Right. Then you encounter these fragmented processes. Just imagine critical student information spread across a patchwork of spreadsheets. Stacks of paper forms may be gathering dust, endless email threads. It's like trying to build a puzzle when half the pieces are missing and the other half are in completely different boxes.
And that fragmentation isn't just inefficient, is it? It creates what we sometimes call data silos of doom. I mean, if the health office has one record, admissions another, and maybe the principal a third, it can lead to critical information gaps, say when an emergency arises or perhaps a student transfers.
Precisely. You're spot on.
And beyond that, what about delayed communication with parents? That must be a huge source of frustration for them. Plus, just a general lack of visibility into where applicants actually are in the pipeline.
Exactly. And you hit on a key point there about trust. When families experience these kinds of fragmented processes, it really chips away at their confidence in the school's professionalism.
Right. It doesn't look good?
It doesn't. And this raises an important question. If these pain points aren't systematically addressed, schools will inevitably struggle to function smoothly. They'll find it harder to deliver that seamless professional experience students and their families expect and, frankly, deserve. It can also open the door to serious compliance concerns, like those around student data privacy. Those carry significant penalties for mishandling sensitive student data.
That makes perfect sense. So, with those challenges really clear in our minds, why does streamlining admissions and records genuinely matter? What's the real ripple effect across a school community?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, a truly streamlined process doesn't just fix a few administrative headaches. It fundamentally impacts almost every aspect of school operations. It dramatically enhances the family's experience during enrollment, right from their very first inquiry.
That first impression.
Exactly. It builds trust, reinforces your school's reputation, and, as we just discussed, ensures compliance with those critical data privacy regulations.
And for the staff, I imagine it must be an incredible relief. Just reducing the time spent on those draining, repetitive manual tasks, you can almost hear that collective sigh of relief.
Oh, absolutely. I once spoke with an administrator who jokingly referred to their old paper filing system as the Bermuda Triangle.
Because things just disappeared.
Pretty much. Applications sometimes just vanished into it.
Yeah.
So streamlining means reducing those manual burdens, which in turn improves staff collaboration and, crucially, reduces burnout. We hear that a lot.
Burnout is a big issue.
It is. And beyond that, having reliable, accessible data supports accurate decision-making, from predicting enrollment numbers, perhaps, to allocating resources effectively. When these areas are improved, schools can genuinely dedicate more time and energy to student outcomes and engaging meaningfully with their community, which, after all, is the heart of what you do, right?
That's a really powerful shift. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty then, the admissions process itself. What are the key stages you'd recommend schools focus on to ensure a truly seamless experience for both families and staff?
The admissions journey, it typically follows a pretty consistent path. You can think of it like a well-designed curriculum. It usually begins with receiving those initial inquiries. Then it moves to the collection of application forms.
The formal application.
Right. From there, you're gathering and verifying all the required documentation, things like transcripts, recommendations, stuff like that. Then that's followed by conducting interviews and maybe assessments where applicable.
Simple does those, yeah.
Exactly. The next crucial stage is making those admissions decisions and then communicating them clearly and compassionately to families.
And finally, confirming the enrollment and actually creating those comprehensive student records, that ensures no critical stage gets overlooked. Now, once you're collecting all this vital information, how should schools organize these admission records effectively so staff can find and update information quickly without constantly chasing down bits and pieces of fragmented data?
Yeah, this is key. What's truly transformative here is the power of centralization and intelligent categorization. As part of DreamClass, we really advocate for centralizing all student files in a secure, cloud-based system.
One place for everything.
Think of it as creating a single source of truth for every single student. You'll want to organize records into clear, intuitive categories: contact details, prior education, health records, legal documents, consent forms. You get the idea.
Makes sense.
And it's also absolutely vital to ensure role-based access for staff managing records.
So only the right people see the right information.
Precisely, meaning only the people who need to see certain information can see it. And of course, maintain up-to-date records throughout the student's entire journey, from application right through to being an alumni. Properly categorized and securely stored records really lay the essential groundwork for efficient operations and, crucially, for compliance.
Okay, so we understand what to organize and why it's so critical. Now, the big question: how do we actually set up the workflow? How do we manage admissions efficiently so it feels less like chaos and more like a smooth assembly line?
Yeah, that workflow piece is important. This raises an important question about process design. Schools really should implement structured workflows for every single stage. This means clearly assigning responsibilities for each part of the admissions process.
Knowing who does what.
Exactly. Who handles the initial inquiry? Who reviews the application? Who's responsible for scheduling the interview? And creating recurring tasks helps too. Things like daily inquiry follow-ups, maybe weekly pipeline reviews, monthly records audits. That kind of rhythm ensures nothing falls through the cracks. It's really about proactive management, not constantly putting out fires.
Right, being proactive, not reactive. So it's about building workflows that track applications from that first inquiry all the way through to enrollment, and really fostering team collaboration with transparent communication. That level of structure, it not only ensures accountability, but also creates a more predictable and, frankly, less stressful environment for everyone involved. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. What kind of modern tools can genuinely help automate and manage these tasks more efficiently? What should schools be looking for in a tool?
Okay, good question. When you're looking for solutions, you absolutely want those that offer user-friendly online application forms, and integrated inquiry management is key too. Centralized record storage, as we said, is non-negotiable. It's the foundation for everything else.
Got it.
Look for applicant tracking dashboards. These provide invaluable visibility into your pipeline. They let you see at a glance who's applied, where they are in the process, what their status is, really useful stuff. And of course, robust role-based access controls are crucial for security and compliance.
And this is exactly where we come in as the DreamClass team, right? DreamClass's school management features are built specifically to address these very needs we're talking about. We've focused on providing a secure, centralized data management platform, offering intuitive tools that streamline applications, simplify enrollment, and ensure your overall student data organization is not just efficient, but also compliant and, well, easy to manage.
Okay, let's get truly practical now. For schools listening who are looking to genuinely modernize their admissions and records processes, what's an actionable step-by-step checklist they could follow, maybe starting today?
All right, let's break it down. First, map your admission stages clearly. List every single step, from that initial inquiry to application submission, interviews, decision-making, and finally, enrollment.
Get it all down on paper or digitally. Assign clear staff responsibilities for each stage. Standardize your forms and email templates. Consistency helps. Set realistic internal deadlines. And we strongly recommend visualizing your pipeline. Maybe use a Kanban board. Think of it as a digital whiteboard with columns like inquiry, application submitted, interview scheduled, enrolled.
Like Trello or something similar.
Right. It gives you an instant visual snapshot of every applicant's journey. And you can see where potential bottlenecks are forming, allowing you to proactively prevent them.
Okay, step 1, map it out. What's next?
Second, define your record-keeping categories and policies. This means systematically categorizing records. Personal info, guardian data, academic history, health info, critical compliance documents.
All those categories we mentioned earlier.
Yes. Define required fields for every piece of information you collect. Establish clear data retention policies. Crucially, how long you'll keep records after a student leaves, that varies, so check local rules. And set access permissions based on staff roles. Very important. And finally, document your data storage and backup policies to protect against any data loss.
Good point on backups. Okay, third step.
Third, centralize all your data in one secure location. Choose a secure, compliant cloud platform. Obviously, we think DreamClass is a great option here as it supports secure, centralized data management.
Naturally.
Yes. Then, migrate all that historical data from paper or disparate spreadsheets into this single system. Organize your digital folders or database fields logically, maybe by year and cohort. Link admissions documents directly to the relevant student records, and ensure you have robust version control and audit logs.
Why are those logs so important?
Version control tracks changes over time, so you can see previous versions if needed. And audit logs show who accessed or modified what information and when. That's absolutely critical for security and accountability. This approach allows staff to quickly access accurate student data and virtually eliminates that data fragmentation problem.
Makes sense. Okay, step 4.
Fourth, empower your staff with clear processes and permissions. Develop a detailed process manual for training new staff or as a reference. Assign specific user roles within your new system, matching those role-based permissions we talked about. Schedule regular training sessions on best practices, not just a one-off, and establish clear escalation paths for any issues or questions that might arise. This builds confidence and competence across your whole team.
Empowering the team. Got it. And the final step.
And fifth, regularly audit records for completeness and compliance. This isn't a one-time task, it's ongoing. Conduct maybe quarterly reviews of student files, actively identify and fill any missing information. Monitor those access logs for any unauthorized views. Run annual compliance checks against regulations, and importantly, update workflows as your school's needs and maybe external requirements evolve over time. This proactive approach protects your school from risks and maintains consistently high data quality year after year.
That's a really comprehensive checklist. So that covers getting set up, but what happens after a student is enrolled? It's not just about getting them in the door and creating that initial record, is it?
No, absolutely not. It's a continuous process, really a life cycle. Schools must update records regularly with new information, things like grades, attendance records, maybe disciplinary actions, health updates.
Keeping it current.
Exactly. Managing transitions throughout their journey is also key, whether that's a student withdrawing, an internal transfer between programs, or, of course, graduation. It's also important to archive historical data efficiently and according to those retention policies we mentioned, and naturally maintain data security and compliance throughout the entire student lifecycle. A proactive, continuous approach ensures data stays relevant, accurate, and supports a seamless educational journey for each student, from their first day right through to their last.
Great point. It's an ongoing commitment. Okay, we often get quick questions about these processes from schools. Let's try and tackle a few of them quickly just to clarify some common points. First up, what's the fundamental difference between admissions and records management? Sometimes they get blurred.
Good question. Admissions refers specifically to that front-end process, evaluating and enrolling new students, getting them in. Records management, on the other hand, is the broader ongoing process of maintaining all student-related data and documentation, from the moment of enrollment all the way through their graduation and even beyond for archival purposes.
Okay, clear distinction. Next, how long do schools typically keep admission records? Is there a standard time frame?
It does vary by region and specific regulatory requirements, so the best advice is always check your local guidelines. However, as a general rule, most schools retain admissions documents for a period of about 3 to 7 years post-graduation or withdrawal.
Got it. Check local rules, but 3 to 7 years is a common window. Now, in smaller schools where staff often wear multiple hats, who usually takes on the primary responsibility for the admissions process?
Typically, it falls to school administrators or perhaps a designated admissions officer if they have one. In very small schools where roles are extremely fluid, it might even be the founder or the headmaster directly overseeing it.
Makes sense. Depends on the size and structure. And finally, maybe the most important question for some listeners. For those small, resource-constrained teams out there, can they truly automate admissions and records management effectively? Is it really achievable?
Yes, absolutely. It's not just possible. I'd argue it's increasingly essential for them. By adopting cloud-based school management systems like DreamClass, even small teams can significantly streamline their applications, their enrollment processes, and their overall data management. This frees them up to focus their limited time and energy on direct student interaction and community engagement, which is where they really want to be.
That's really encouraging. So, wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening, whether you're managing a school, teaching, or you're on the administrative team? Streamlining your admissions and records process isn't just about saving hours, is it? It's about dramatically improving data accuracy, enhancing the entire experience for families from day one, and empowering your staff to dedicate their invaluable time to what truly matters, fostering student success.
Exactly. It's about making that fundamental shift from constant administrative overload and, reactive problem solving to a modern, efficient, and proactive workflow. If you're feeling ready to upgrade your school's admissions and records management, considering robust tools built specifically for educational institutions is not just a powerful next step, it's really an investment in your school's future efficiency and success.
Well said. We strongly encourage you to explore how modern solutions like DreamClass can truly transform these essential processes for your school. Until our next deep dive, keep digging into what makes your operations smoother and your school community stronger, because ultimately, that efficiency truly enables excellence in education.